Well, have you ever talked about a product, then you saw an advertisement for it online right after? It's a little creepy, right? Now, if you suspect it's because your device is listening to you, well, you're probably right. There's a new study that shows the smart devices that are supposed to make our lives easier are actually threatening our privacy and even our security. The report, led by MDA Networks and Northeastern University, shows that phones, smart TVs, virtual assistants, video cameras, all the things that we know and love, they do not have, this report says, secure data protections and even expose sensitive information about us and how we use these products. Now, it doesn't take a rocket scientist to understand the implications of all this, but we've got one joining us just in case, because you never know. Olympia LePoint, you've worked on 28 NASA Space Shuttle missions. You're the author of the award-winning book series, Answers Unleashed, and that discusses how technology will change what our future looks like. So based on this new research, it's something I'm sure you probably already knew, but it is creepy. You could be talking about something and then you pick up your phone and you've got ads for it.
Thank you so much for having me on the show. This new research is something that is profound. The research that was done previously was more for the type of encryption methods that allowed people to keep their information safe from, let's say, the cloud to your computer. But this was the first research study that looked at the information between your internet provider and your devices. So this particular research was able to determine that there are key factors that make individuals' phones and laptops and smart homes vulnerable because of the specific connection between the internet and the device itself.
So what do we do about this? How do we know if our devices are these devices that are having this, I guess, secret conversation?
Well, most of us are clueless really towards this, but there are safeguards in place. Now, to explain what this is, the computer devices holds key pertinent information about us, and if this information is in the wrong hands, it could be cloned. We have we each have our own digital fingerprint. And this is just like our fingerprint online, but how we operate online. So from our location, from our local networks, what our IP address is for our printers to our particular laptops, and our device name, this is all held in what we call a large database. And from the times we log into our computer, our passwords, our emails, our keystrokes, that's all kept. And it's kept in a large database and is controlled by artificial intelligence. And the companies that have our information, we have to make sure that the companies that have our information won't sell it to inappropriate parties. So what this particular research said is that we have our information being held in this type of communication process between our internet provider and our device. And it's really, truly important that we ensure that our privacy is kept between that communication. For what we can do several things. We can change our passwords on a regular basis, like every 6 months. We can ensure that our passwords do not include our name to it. And we can change our devices so it doesn't have our first and last name in the device so we're not located. For if we have our particular type of cell phone, we can turn our geolocator off for our cell phone pictures, and we can turn off our voice recognition and our virtual assistant softwares, and that's what can help us out.
It's super fascinating because I think we just check, terms and conditions boxes so easily without really reading what kind of information we're actually giving up. The Biden administration, though, just rolling out their most advanced order yet surrounding tech security. Do you think these regulations go far enough?
Actually, yes, and it's surprising. The United States government, the White House, has been looking at artificial intelligence for several years because that is a key player. The people who are able to have the new type of generative AI, the type of traditional AI, and the predictive AI, the people who can really just really handle that are the key people who can keep systems safe or avoid hacking. So what we want to do is really pay attention to this particular executive bill. The bill now has 5 layers to it that keeps information safe. And one of the layers is privacy, and one of the layers is notification. So within these layers, the executive order identifies that we have the ability to have our privacy kept. And thankfully, we have this in the United States. Other countries are actually going to follow. The second key aspects about this particular executive order is that we can have notification, just like we go to websites and that we're notified that cookies are on the website, they're capturing our information for marketing purposes. We have now the ability to have artificial intelligence, and artificial intelligence run programs tell us when our information is going to be brought to other places. And so we can opt out of that. So this particular bill is all encompassing, and I really have a great deal of faith on how it's going to play out.
Well, that makes me feel a lot better. Author and former NASA rocket scientist Olympia LePoint, thanks so much for your insights. Super helpful.
Thank you. It's my honor. Thank you.